When I was really little, I saw my mom like writing checks to like pay for stuff. And I was like, how much does that checkbook cost? And she was like, oh, like it's like $20. And I was like, what?
You thought you fixed money? Like
you
were
like infinite money glitch. Like
I just thought like this is an amazing. I cannot wait until I've
That's
got.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
These dumbasses at the bank don't even know what they're doing.
Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best. Oh my God, what the hell is that?
Happy birthday! Woo!
Sound of hard plastic squeaking against each other. Welcome to Oops All Segments. It's my birthday. Thomas is throwing confetti balloons around in the room. The very best podcast hitting your eardrums this very moment. I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas, and today we are here with special guest, actor, writer, improviser, Kevin Gillese. Welcome, Kevin.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Special episode, birthday.
Yeah, I thought, it's my birthday, and all I wanted for my birthday was another Kevin. I thought
sometimes that's all you need. Yeah.
To stack the deck, to stack the deck. Kevin, what's going on in your life, man? What's new with you?
We were just hanging out at the Winnipeg Fringe, you and me, Kev. That was really fun, doing a lot of improv and cool stuff. And then I had a little gap in between. So I came Winnipeg Fringe and Edmonton Fringe. So I decided to come over and visit my family in Edmonton for a couple of weeks, which was well-timed because my brother and his family live in Jasper. And they did until it burned to the ground. So I've gotten a lot of extra family time, which is good, but also it sucks because they had their home burned down.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of like getting to see everybody. This is how it goes when you get older, though, right? The only time you ever get to see family is like when really bad things happen as like a catalyst. And then it's like, oh, I haven't seen you in 5 years, but this tragedy occurred.
You get 10 years of weddings, and then the rest of your life, it's just tragedies when everyone gets together.
Death, loss. Yeah, that's, I get it.
But then you also get to have this conversation like once a year, which is like, we gotta see each other more, man. We can't wait till the next week. No, man. I'm gonna call you up next week, man, and we're going to the Cheesecake Factory, man. Like,
have you tried pickleball? Like, I'm sort of getting into it. I feel like we could start playing maybe once every couple weeks. Like,
You get start a team going, little rec league situation, Yeah, I think that does happen a lot. And have any of the two of you ever had like a situation where you've ended up actually fully reconnecting with like a family member and regularly? Have you ever committed through on those things? I'm not good at that stuff. I'm the type of person to run into you at the grocery store and I haven't seen you in 10 years. Be like, let's do this. Let's get together soon. And I will not call you or text you. And I'll screen you if you text me.
I'll say I'm very close with my parents, and that's probably my closest family relationship. And then I have a cousin who in many ways, like growing up, we were sort of like brothers. We were close in age. And he and I are a little bit less frequently together. And once in a while, we connect over this weird YouTuber, Dax Flame, that we both really love. And then once in a while, I'll be like, we should play video games. But 90% of the time, we just connect when he releases a new video and we're like, Dax is out. Epic Dax video coming. And it's just this like awkward guy making a smoothie game show that we both enjoy. So yeah, I don't know. That's the best I've done.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, it's like this. Like I have a friend back home. He's one of my best friends. He's a lawyer. He's got a big full job, and he's got kids. That takes up all of his time. And so like we get to hang out. Yeah. We get to hang out like 4 times a year, and it's awesome. It's the perfect schedule for me. I'm like, that's a full, that's a lot.
No more, no less. Yeah.
Right.
5 would be a nightmare.
So like at about a year ago at my brother's wedding, I reconnected with my cousin. And we've been like chatting more, which means like we'll send each other a message once every couple of months. And I'm like, we're like basically best friends now. Like that kind of, so that's why I want to say, yes, I have done it, but not maybe in the way a normal person might expect.
And you get to kind of have it's like almost you get to have these relationships with the perfect amount of frequency, which is ideal. Yeah. It's sort of the best case scenario.
It's always a gamble to increase the amount of time you spend with someone. It's like decreasing it pays off almost every time. But an increase can really throw things off.
Yeah. That's been my experience with the show, with Homicide.
I would say,
close friendship.
Every commitment we've made to one another has been more painful.
I'll say this: the happiest I've ever been was when you moved to England.
That was the farthest we've been from each other.
It was great. It was the most amount of distance we could put between ourselves.
That was cool.
Yeah. Our relationship's never been better since he's been living in the States. So it's
Kevin,
good stuff.
As your check-in, what it's your birthday. What's going on?
It's my birthday. It's an interesting time. Kara booked a trip to go away to visit a friend on my birthday because she cares about me deeply and loves me so much. And so because of that, I've been home alone for the weekend. No, it's actually been nice because I sort of
boo-hoo! I have to jack off and eat fast food all week.
Exactly. And so
that's awesome, man. Congrats.
I'm going through Kleenex and napkins like nobody's business, but I am happy.
You ever jack off into an A&W napkin?
Yeah, that is the lowest point, right?
That's what I call whistle doggy style, man.
When you jack off into a printed napkin, it's a bad time. It's a bad time. No, but so last night I got incredibly stoned and I watched Dan Licata's special for the boys, which I have yet to see.
I love Dan Licata. Do you know Dan Licata, other Kevin?
No, I was just about to grab my phone and I realized I'm using it to record audio, so I can't Google. I don't know who this is.
He's a stand-up in the United States, but he did this special where he got an auditorium in his old high school and he filled it with a bunch of 15-year-old boys and he did his stand-up special in front of these 15-year-old boys. And it's just like pretty weird and clunky in like a sort of Nathan Fielder-esque awkward way, but it's very funny and it's very good. And it was a nice way to ring in my 34th year on this planet.
I feel like he is kind of like you too, because he filmed these Jackass videos and he talks about them in his special.
Well, Kevin, you won't know this about me, but my first foray into internet fame was that my friends and I tried to do Jackass stunts, which is like what every sort of millennial born between like 1983 or 1989 and like 1993 tried, I think, if they were a boy. But I did that, and eventually one of my videos ended up on MTV even. But I was so I felt very connected to Dan Licata's special, who also was just trying to do that, although he's a little more unhinged with it. But it's very good. So anyway, that was a very nice way to ring in my birthday, and that's what I did. And it's been nice. I'm gonna go out for dinner with a couple friends tonight. Keep it low key, keep it simple.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy. But my party days are over. But yeah.
Well, for my check-in, for the first time in the podcast history, I'm gonna cede my time because it's a special day. And I just want to say, Kevin, you are one of the most funny, talented, impressive people I've ever had the pleasure to work with. And as for my co-host, I just want to say happy birthday.
Nice.
Kevin Rambran got me a cameo from Greg Sestero, sort of a D-list actor from The Room. And I thought to kind of return the favor, I did. I think I might have.
With The Room, Kevin?
The Room, yeah. The classic B movie. I don't even know. Yeah. It might be the first ever like C movie. Like they made a new category because it was so below. But
sort of the modern Ed Wood project, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was thoughtful. It was nice. It was a little played out at this point. So I thought for your cameo, I got you. I mean, I shelled out. I'll admit, like, because this is an expensive person. Yeah. I couldn't really give a lot of input as to what he might say to you, but I know he's very significant in your life. Kevin's favorite band is Nine Inch Nails, and I actually got a cameo from Trent Reznor.
I don't believe that.
Wow,
So-
that's
There's
incredible. That's
I'm just
so
gonna
generous.
play it. I'm gonna play it on the show. Let me just share screen. It's only 40 seconds, but I got him to. So let's watch this. Here we go.
Trent Reznor cameo. I can't hear anything, but he is.
Is it not coming through?
The
No, we're not getting any
I
audio.
said
no.
share tab audio. What the fuck? Hang on. This is terrible.
Should I, while you do that, I'll also share that you got me. You sent this
we'll
to my
get
house.
to
before
that.
we-
Okay,
Oh,
so I
fuck.
have to
Sorry,
share it
Kevin.
as a tab.
We're gonna bring you on the show and then make you watch me open presents for 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, we are. So apparently, in order to share audio, I need to somehow get this QuickTime video into a Chrome tab. Does that seem doable?
Does Chrome play videos?
If I just
through browsers?
drag it,
Maybe.
yeah, I think actually, yeah, I just drag it in. That seems to have worked. Here we go, guys.
I'm so sorry. Kevin.
This
No,
isn't
this
so
is
much.
good,
This
and
has
I-
become just a how-to YouTube video where it's like you Google like how to play audio.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is
We
awesome.
have
So
Zoom
here we
expert
go.
Kevin Gillese on.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is.
Here we
cameo
go from Trent Reznor. This is some words to live by for my co-host Kevin. Here we go.
Okay, thank you. Oh.
It's a little intense. Yeah.
Okay, I could have it all.
Wow.
Right, you
That's
wanna-
nice.
You're gonna make me hurt.
Oh, he seems to have some flatulence issues. Wow, what an ending. He seems to have gotten a little gassy towards the back of that, but wow. Some
That's
powerful
really
words
generous
from
of you to make that happen for your friend.
Yeah. He seems to think of you as a piggy pig, but he does
Yeah.
want to fuck you.
Yeah, that's
Like an
really
animal.
cool of him. Yeah, to want to fuck me like an animal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
of him.
yeah, he could make you hurt, but you could also have it all. So, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope his stomach feels a little better after.
And now a little more backstory for our guest. So we recently guested on a different podcast where we ranked the top 5 donuts, and it was a little bit of a contentious episode because, well, what is your favorite donut?
Yeah, what's
Kevin
the best
G?
donut in the world, Kevin?
Salted caramel.
Okay, I like
Interesting.
your taste. I like your
Interesting.
taste. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
like it's like a classic, but it's like always really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mean like just flavor, or do you mean like brands too? Or are we talking like
Just flavor, like a
more so
generic
flavor,
type.
like
Yeah,
type.
yeah.
Type. Yeah. So salted
So
caramel
there
makes
was-
sense. Would
There
you
was a pretty
say
heated debate. Yeah, Kevin, go ahead.
between the top 2, there was a heated debate. I was vouching hard for the unanimously decided upon as a great pick, Honey Cruller, which people really like. The Honey Cruller. Okay, you clearly are not gonna.
Wow. Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
so
This is really
the other,
big for me.
the victor, that one that I feel like I was bullied into conceding upon was that the apple fritter was considered the best.
Oh man,
Yeah,
come on, you guys!
Kevin, I'm so glad.
So you just don't like donuts, I think. No! We just had 2 great donuts and you're pissed.
No, like honestly, you could be like, is a glazed donut better than either of those two? I'd be like, yes. Every time I would just pick a glazed donut
classic
over those two.
glazed
Or
donut,
like
yeah.
a chocolate dip. Like the most simple classic donut is already so much better than either of your two finalists that I feel like the whole system is suspect.
Yeah.
It was a bad top 5.
Bad top 5. It's a
I
bad
won't spoil
world.
the rest for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's a
listeners out
bad
there, 'cause
world.
The episode's not out yet.
You
It's
should
a bad
check
world.
it out, though. The ranked podcast with
It's
Okay.
with tongue. It's great. Top 5 ranked. Yeah, we'll be on it.
So,
I don't know. It's coming out in September. We'll
Kevin.
link it when it comes
In
out.
front of you, I have issued you a birthday challenge.
Yes, this is me.
I delivered some donuts from the shittiest donut place, so that there would be no bias in the selection here.
I just held the brand up so clearly and you just roasted them so hard.
I remember growing up before
What the fuck?
before Tim Hortons really took the country by storm. Robin's Donuts was the donut shop you went to inhale cigarette smoke as a little boy. That's what I did before that was illegal. And so, Kevin, this is your last chance.
Okay.
After this, there is no turning back.
No turning back.
You take the cruller, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the fritter, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I have to show you something.
Yeah, they fuck it up. They gave you an eclair. Why? I already gave them 5 stars for delivering it. Spent like $15 delivering 2 donuts and they've changed it out. This sucks.
You know what though? I guarantee that eclair is better than that fritter or whatever the hell else is in there.
I have to agree with you, Kevin. I have to agree with you. I love that.
They really dropped the ball. Good old Robbins.
It's so fitting that you would get. I'm gonna eat them both. Obviously, I'm gonna.
I want to see you take a bite of the apple fritter. I'm worried you forgot how good it was.
Okay, I'll take a bite out of the apple fritter.
Just give me one genuine response.
Okay,
I want to see you eat the fritter.
Here it is. It's pretty good.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not the best donut in the fucking world.
Apparently, it is, according to 4 specialists.
It's not. I'll concede if somebody doesn't want to put one of these more unusual picks, the cruller, the apple fritter. I can understand Kevin wanting us to go with a little more classic. We took the glazed out because the honey crullers seem to be more popular.
Similar.
And
It's
the
also
original glaze.
It's hard to have both in a top 5.
You know what? I'm sorry, but like this like insistence that like the science has proven that this is the top one. This is like when you're on your favorite team's like hockey subreddit and it's like people are like, oh, well, his Corsi score is da-da-da. And you're like, he fucking sucks, dude. I don't care what Corsi says. Like, this is not like the eye test. It doesn't pass the eye test, you know?
No. It's also called a fritter. It's not a donut.
It's a donut. It's a donut.
Wow.
It's barely a donut.
Wow.
This is a box with 2 things in it that are barely donuts. An
Let's
eclair
spin
and a
the
fritter.
wheel. An eclair is not a donut. That's objectionable. But
An eclair
I do think that eclair is going to be really good, probably.
Okay.
An eclair is clearly a Hot Pocket. It's a type of Hot Pocket.
Yeah, it's a pizza pop of itself. With just
we are
dessert
doing
hot pocket.
Juvie Fakeout. So this is participants discuss something they falsely believed was real when they were children. This is from my mom, submitted by Melissa Steele. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, interesting. Oh, this is like classic, but like, you know, when like the car light, like the light in your car, my parents used to tell you that would be illegal to drive with that on.
Oh,
like that's a classic.
Just to get you not to make the battery die, that it's you'll
or
go
whatever.
to jail.
They just didn't want it on. Yeah,
that's pretty good. And your parents broke the law for real a lot, so it must have been confusing which things were allowed, and so the light can't be on, but it's okay to run what kind of business again?
Yeah, well, you know, little tug, a little rub, it's fine.
When I was a kid, my mom, I think, somehow convinced all of us kids that the word fart was a swear word and that we couldn't use it. So I mean, that I don't know if that really counts. It's kind of like just weird parenting, but still, it's like, Mom.
It is funny, like you think.
Listening to Trent Reznor, like this guy's got some pretty profane lyrics. He's farting all over the place.
I want to fart you like an animal.
Yeah, he's got some 9 decibel squeakers over here.
That was such a stupid fucking joke.
It was
9 decibel squeakers. We can't be friends anymore. We can't do comedy together.
I did 2 or
this.
3 things for you. How many more do you want? I eked out a couple of ideas today, and God damn it, you should be grateful. What did I believe as a kid? I guess I used to believe that, I don't know, love was real. I guess that's kind of a little myth growing up. You remember that one, fellas?
Little trick I fell for?
Yeah.
I had similar thoughts. Like when I was a kid, I remember thinking like, I can do anything. It's all possible.
That was a laugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of those good ones. Yeah.
That's cap, as they say.
Yeah.
It's cap. I've heard. Yeah, no, it's I used to I this is crazy, but I used to grow up thinking I was special, and obviously
somebody
not.
punked you. Yes.
Yeah, obviously
Ashton
not.
Kutcher shows up. Yeah, you ain't. Wow, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, man.
Any other like I feel like I can't. Nothing's coming to mind. I'm sure there were some
Here's
real
like a silly
false
one.
facts I had. Yeah.
When I was really little, I saw my mom like writing checks to like pay for stuff, and I was like, and I said to her, I was like, "How much does that checkbook cost?" And she was like, "Oh, like it's like $20," and I was like, what?
You thought you fixed money? Like
you
were
got an infinite money glitch. Like
I just thought like this is an amazing. I cannot wait until I've
That's
got.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
These dumbasses at the bank don't even know what they're doing. I can
it's
write
like these
whatever I want in here.
Well, I was like, people that are using cash clearly don't know how the system works, man.
Yeah.
Watching that Catch Me If You
age,
Can movie, like,
yeah.
why is he even wasting his time making the checkbooks? He could just
Yeah.
buy them. They're not that expensive.
Frank Abagnale just writing $1 trillion on a check and being like, I got you.
That is actually like what he ended because he was a liar, right? It turns out that
I feel
shit's
like
all fake.
as a kid, you are limited by not knowing all the biggest numbers yet. So you'd be like, well, it's still reasonable. Like the highest I could really think of is like 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can't like conceivably understand like 10,000 doesn't mean.
Yeah, like a genie shows up and he's like, "What do you desire?" I'm like, $1,000. That should do me for life.
Yeah. Those idiots, I'll be fine forever. Yeah, $1,000. Update on the donuts, by the way. The eclair much worse than the apple fritter.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I have to say the eclair quality was low.
Well, at least they subbed out the donut without notifying me and picked one that was old and shitty. Put it in there.
Yeah, they really earned the slander that you gave them at the beginning before I opened the box.
I know my way around. The only two donut stores that were available on Uber Eats, and I am ordering from out of the country, were Robin's and a like Japanese mochi donut place. And
certainly would have been better to get the mochi.
Yeah, but I needed the apple fritter.
Yeah, no, of course you're aiming at ruining my day. So
yeah.
Success abound. Okay,
I remember one other good one, which is my parents were married after I was born. I'm a bastard.
Oh shit!
And initially, I took my dad's last name, Tolles. But then, when I was a little kid, I added another middle name, my mom's last name, Steele. So my full name was Thomas Zachary Steele Tolles, which is pretty cool name. Now,
very cool.
As a kid, having your name legally changed, I believed that you could just change your name whenever. And when I was growing up, my favorite animal was the crab. The crab. So I decided, my name now, and I didn't really tell anyone, Thomas Zachary Crab Steele Tolles. I threw it in the middle there. And then I remember for like a few years when I was at school and they would ask for your name and I was learning to print and stuff, I would write the full name with crab in the middle. And then there was some time, I can't remember, but like where it was more of an official document or something. And someone told me, that's not your name. You realize that. And it was heartbreaking because I thought
crab was your favorite animal.
Yeah.
It could be your name today. Like you could make this dream finally come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something you've considered as an adult now with your own agency?
I sort of lost interest in crabs, heartbreakingly, because I know there's like an evolutionary law that everything becomes like a crab over time with enough time. What? I can't remember the word for this, but it's like
fuck are you talking about?
Everything becomes crab. Let me look it up. Carcinization.
This means nothing to me.
It's a form of convergent evolution in which non-crab crustaceans evolve a crab-like body plan. And it was introduced into evolutionary biology that just over time, everything becomes gradually more like a crab, at least in the crustacean world. Maybe not.
Okay, yeah, this is a big caveat, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Everything becomes
Yeah.
crab-like.
I'm
to
sitting here thinking about
crustaceans.
I'm thinking about how my arms are kind of getting a little.
How do you think I feel? I love crabs, and up until I looked it up just now, I thought I was gonna become one. You think you're mad? You think you're fucking mad?
I mean,
To find out on a podcast, I have to pretend to have a good time for the rest of the show.
I mean,
My
chill
lifelong
out.
dream is in shambles.
Lifelong dream, Thomas. You don't even live by the ocean.
You lost interest in crabs, you said.
You're not
Now
one of
it's
my
a
favorite-
lifelong dream.
You moved from LA to Chicago. That's so not crab-like.
Yeah. This sucks, man.
Are you okay?
This sucks.
gotta
Let's take a break.
You want to take a break? You're gonna be okay.
Have
We can
to
take a break. Yeah, and then all right, we'll come back, and you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you smell that? It's Bullshit Alert, the podcast where we lie, cheat, steal, and sometimes, yes, sometimes, it's the truth. Think you can sniff it out? Join Stephen Carter, Danny Marshall, and Lily Moss each week where we invite new guests, new stories, and of course, new bullshit. Find Bullshit Alert on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts.
And we are back. Thomas is evened out.
I'm Gucci
He's-
now.
Okay, look at him. He's fine. Kevin, do you have a segment for us?
Well, my segment was all about how all cities become crab-like over time.
I was going to
it
be like,
was-
please don't
it-
say anything
It
about
was going
crabs.
to be compare and
Simply-
contrast Los Angeles and
Yeah,
Chicago as far as which is further along in their crab evolution. But because we just covered that, let me do a quick pivot.
Yeah.
And
Listeners
now,
didn't hear the break, but that was about a 30-minute debate that we had off.
let me say this. I didn't know the flavor of y'all's vibe before I thought of this
Fair
segment.
enough.
I love
it's
it when
like-
this
You didn't
happens.
guess we'd be screaming about evolution on the podcast.
Yeah, what's up? What did you got for us?
So
We can be
I
sincere.
just it's no, but like I have to say for all your fans that are like, we love this podcast because of this vibe, and then I'm about to switch it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Just
I gotta
apologize
call
to our
this.
moms, and you should be fine.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Well, no, maybe the moms will be like, finally. Okay, so this segment is called Words, Words, Words. And what I would like to ask you guys is if you could share with me your favorite.
Favorite.
Words, words, words.
This guy says he's a word expert. He can't even finish explaining the dang segment.
Yeah.
I want to
Slid out of
hear.
your mouth.
I want to hear your favorite piece of poetry or your favorite poem, or if you don't have that, if that's not your speed, give me your favorite quote, but not like a short one, like, you know, pithy little quote. Like, give me like a paragraph. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like a fucking like a pile of words that means something to you. That's what I want out of this section.
I love
No,
this.
absolutely.
This
I
is
think
great.
that's great. I do think that's great. There's lots of I often stumble across things that I feel like, oh, that's impactful. That's like, but I'm not much of an archivist of things that I enjoy. I'm pretty like fleeting with my engagement and stuff. So it'll take me a second or two to pull something up.
I've got a quote
got something,
and
T?
a poem that are ready at
So
hand. Maybe
ready.
not my favorite poem, but a poem that I love, and you maybe have heard. It's a little famous, but "This Be the Verse" by Philip Larkin. It's a great one.
I don't know it. You gonna give it to us?
Yeah, I'll read it right now.
Okay.
You're gonna laugh, but it's actually a good poem. They fuck you up, your mom and dad. They may not mean to, but they do. They fill you with the faults they had and add some extra just for you. But they were fucked up in their turn by fools in old-style hats and coats who half the time were soppy stern and half at one another's throats. Man hands on misery to man. It deepens like a coastal shelf. Get out as early as you can and don't have any kids yourself. sort of
That
dark.
is so fucking good. That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is very good. That is impactful. I think about that a lot. That specifically those early lines in that poem. It resonates strongly with me.
And I want to say sorry to my parents, whose feelings I hurt almost every
episode. Yeah,
please don't take that personally. I promise that I love you.
I'm trying to think. Like I do like this from Albert Camus' Myth of Sisyphus, which is sort of about absurdism. And it's I leave Sisyphus at the foot of the mountain. One always finds one's burden again, but Sisyphus teaches the higher fidelity that negates the gods and raises rocks. He too concludes that all is well. This universe, henceforth without a master, seems to him neither sterile nor futile. Each atom of that stone, each mineral flake of that night-filled mountain in itself forms a world. The struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. So I like that. That's a quote about finding meaning and happiness in the absurdism of life and its drudgery. So something I like. It's abstracted from the entire essay. It's a little much, but yeah.
No, it's good.
Whenever I get existentialist, my dad always just like, go read some Camus. my dad's always like pawning me off on Camus whenever I have dark thoughts.
Camus, the academics' way of saying who gives a shit, right? You know? Who fucking cares? Yeah. I know that in your solo show that I saw at the Fringe, you built it a little bit around that Bones quote, which is really lovely.
Yep.
Is there another? Is that the one that you were thinking of, or is there like another in your bag of meaning?
You know
Unless
what?
you don't feel like they need to be put on the spot for this. Yeah.
No. I'm gonna Google. There's this one that I love. It's Stephen King. It's one of my all-time favorites. This isn't a poem. It's a quote, but it might as well be a poem because that's how good it is.
Okay. Yeah.
I just had to Google it. So here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
The most important things are the hardest to say. They are the things you get ashamed of because words diminish them. Words shrink things that seemed limitless when they were in your head. No, I don't want to discover and read more. Words shrink things that seemed limitless when they were in your head to no more than living sighs when they're brought out. But it's more than that, isn't it? The most important things lie too close to wherever your secret heart is buried, like landmarks to a treasure your enemies would love to steal away. And you may make revelations that cost you dearly, only to have people look at you in a funny way, not understanding what you've said at all, or why you thought it was so important that you almost cried when you were saying it. That's the worst. When the secret stays locked within, not for want of a teller, but for want of an understanding ear.
Oh.
Damn,
that's
Mr.
how
King.
I felt. Showing you that Trent Reznor video and you not really getting it. I feel like I put everything into that. And then it was just like, I've never felt more alone than watching you not respond adequately to that video.
Right.
But can I just say something? This is kind of meta, but I want to say something. This is, you guys, this is my favorite kind of comedy, okay? Where it's like, because like, that quote is serious, and if you have a human heart, it's hard not to be stirred by that, in like, at least for me, right? And then the very next beat is a genuinely very funny callback to this thing, mixing in the absurdism with the authentic feeling that we have, and braiding them into one little thing. Like that's, to me, that's what good comedy is. And so I just want to say, I know it's meta, but like, I love what you guys do.
Thank you.
Before we started recording, we told you that you could play along and pretend that you felt like this was beneath you and you didn't enjoy it, and you've now flipped the script on us, as it were.
Yeah,
sincere and nice.
I'm not very sarcastic. I'm not really good at that. I'm very earnest. So like my comedy comes from me being like, I'm just so real right now.
I get it.
love it.
I totally
It's
get it. I
great.
get it.
It
I won't read
balances
the
out
whole
how
poem.
afraid we are to
Commit
feel
and be
anything.
sincere and be open, just the trauma that we carry. I won't read the whole poem, but I do always enjoy Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night as a poem. It's pretty famous by Dylan Thomas. But yeah, it's a good one.
I have one more quote
often
that I'd
cited,
like to,
often used.
It is a wonderful poem. And I have one more quote, but I want you to help me decide which one to share. So I have another existential one that I found very comforting from Viktor Frankl.
Yeah.
There's a very short political one that I love from Anatole France. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Okay. And then there is the intro to the Batman movie from 1966. Which shall I share?
I mean, look, you're giving me the Holocaust, contemporary politics, or Batman.
The Holocaust.
Batman. All three of which Kevin is a huge fan of. I have to. I mean,
I can't wait to see which actor plays Hitler next. I'm so excited.
My vote is for Batman at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for the Caped Crusader.
It's an upbeat one. It's the most upbeat one.
Yeah,
I've always really loved this, and I love personally. I'm not a big superhero fan, but I love the Adam West Batman because of the spirit of playfulness that it represents. And here's
You're a
quote.
villain and a monster for not enjoying the content, but that's okay.
We wish to express our gratitude to the enemies of crime and crusaders against crime throughout the world for their inspirational example. To them and to lovers of adventure, lovers of pure escapism, lovers of unadulterated entertainment, lovers of the ridiculous and the bizarre, to fun lovers everywhere, this picture is respectfully dedicated. If we have overlooked any sizable groups of lovers, we apologize. A great quote.
That's I like that.
Sort of a land acknowledgement to end all land acknowledgements. It's sort of an audience address.
It isn't at all.
No.
Not the same thing.
Yeah.
It does actually remind me of the opening of John Guare's Middletown. It reminds me of that a little bit.
Will Eno, you mean?
Or Will Eno, not John Guare,
Yes.
sorry. Yeah. But I love that. That's very sweet. That is nice.
It's great, and I feel like superhero movie, especially Batman, is so heavy and serious. I just love the tribute to joy and playfulness and imagination. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to think of Batman as having been on such wide ends of the spectrum of goofiness.
Maybe
and it's
like the scale. Like I feel like Batman runs the gamut. Like
yes, and then I'm just thinking okay, if you could take any other character from any superhero universe and apply them in either direction, it's like absurdly not working, right? Like
you haven't seen the campy, fun Spawn movies, the goofy Punisher, where he shoots all the criminals in the head when it's all
exactly
with Nerf guns. What the fuck? Yeah,
some days you just can't get rid of a body cam.
Although, you know what? I bet you we're 10 years out from a family-friendly G-rated Deadpool animated series for kids, and it's going to be the worst.
Yeah. I got a poo-poo on my shoe. Uh-oh. Terrible stuff. It'll happen. But,
it feels like Deadpool would actually fit right in a children's television show because they constantly acknowledge the viewer. So he would be like, how do you spell house? That's right. And
I could see, Deadpool's clues sort of becoming a thing. Yeah, they sort of have him sort of talking to the kids. Deadpool the Explorer. There's something there, I think.
They would just take everything and make it toothless. It'd be like, chimichangas. And it's like, oh my God, this is so...
Yeah. And then in episode 7, he just fully reverts to saying dick jokes and referencing butt plugs and stabbing people, and it's really fucked up. But your kids are already bought into the narrative, so they're ruined now.
Oh my God! Right. Imagine though, let's go the other way. Imagine an Adam West character that switches to become dark. You know what I mean? It's just a brooding Adam West.
Well, here's an actual pitch. a TV series. Yeah. Well, I just like a TV series that's campy Batman. It starts Adam West style, and maybe by the end of episode, like the season finale of season 3 is that he's like Dark Knight. Like
I've got the name. I've got the title of the series. You ready?
Yeah.
Breaking Bat.
Oh, that's
nice.
Very good. That's very good. Yeah. That's beautiful. That could work. That could work. I would watch that.
I was thinking about if the Adam West Batman features his parents being killed, which has now become such a like kind of almost cliched scene where you see the pearls in the alley and like.
Is there any like pathos or origin to that series at all?
He just says in the very first episode of the TV series, he
tells
tells
my parents are dead.
He tells a colleague that his parents were murdered by dastardly criminals, and the word dastardly is so perfect for describing your parents' murder. It's like he's like Elmer Fudd. Like,
my father passed away a number of years ago,
wabbit.
And he was killed by a dastardly lung disease.
Yeah.
Dastardly as a way of describing anything fatal is great. Oh man, those dastardly terrorists on 9/11, they took over the plane and they really did a number on patriotism.
Yeah, this dastardly guy kept her locked in a basement for 7 years, and eventually she escaped. But no thanks to this dastardly villain.
Yeah, can you point out the man in the lineup who did it? It's him. It's that dastardly fellow. Like, yeah,
dastardly. We got to bring that back. What a great
dastardly.
word.
Yeah, that's a good phrase. Yeah. Is dastard a word? Like dastard on its own?
It must be.
Yeah.
To behave like a dastard. Let's check it out.
Dastard. I feel like that should.
Speaking of words.
Yeah.
No, there's only dastard and dastardliness. It's from dastard in the 16th century, which used to mean a base coward. So that's a pretty good word for you.
A base coward? What? I mean,
pretty good word for you.
For the birthday boy.
Don't call me a based coward. I mean, that's like, it makes me sound like I don't have much sort of authority or stick-to-itiveness or that people respect
I'm the
me.
bastard in the room. We've talked about that. But Kevin, maybe we should spin the wheel and do one more segment to close out the episode.
That was a great segment, by the way, Kevin.
That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like words. I like poems. Woo. I like thinking about things that make us think. That was bullshit narrative coverage while the wheel spun. What do you want?
We've got breaking Moos. I believe we've had this once before. Participants must watch and discuss a Jean Moos segment.
Jeannie Moos!
Jeannie Moos.
I think you have to like look up her CNN coverage. Her stuff is great.
The only link on YouTube in America is a link to. It's written in Arabic, and it says the main reason for the defeat of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And it does say CNN Jeannie Moos, but I feel like that might not be what you have in mind. So, Kevin, do you want to find one?
No. Yeah, let me see if I can find this here. We'll see. I gotta play a Wix ad. This is kind of cute. So, it says what. Oh my God, I'm getting a Wix ad so loud in my ears right now.
We lost you, Kev.
Oh my God. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. All right. Well, this is a title. The headline of this article here is "What would you do if you found a pet kangaroo on the loose in Texas?" And this is from CNN's Jeannie Moos. Let's just present here so I can share it to you guys with some audio. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Here we go, and here we go. You guys hear that?
It's a 911 call that no police department can really be ready for if they're in the U.S. Reports of an escaped kangaroo. The site had people in a small Texas town hopping with excitement. Jeannie Moos has the story.
What's a motorist in Lufkin, Texas to do when he sees this? Well, naturally, call 911.
Ma'am, I don't know who I need to call.
But he had to tell someone.
And there's a kangaroo that come up the road and cross right here.
Does it look like it might belong there?
Can we pause real quick? I'm sorry. Can we pause real quick? Her tone of voice is so condescending. It's off the charts. Like, the subtext of what she's saying is basically like, this guy's a fucking idiot, and we should all laugh at how fucking stupid he is. Like, play it again, and just try not to hear her saying that. It's unreal.
I'll run it back a second.
Do when he sees this? Well, naturally, call 911.
Well, naturally.
But he had to tell someone.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to wrangle a kangaroo himself.
Every line is just
Because it looks like
dripping with sarcasm.
it might belong there.
No, it come up the road.
It belongs to the Lowrys, who own 16 pet kangaroos. This one's
It belongs to the Lowrys, you fucking idiot. With their
But it's
sick
like-
they obviously.
I love the idea of a newscaster who's like, I shouldn't have to explain this to you. Like, she's almost annoyed that the viewer is getting info from her.
But truly, like, this is a masterclass on how just the emphasis of your words can make you a fucking dick. Like, it belongs to the, Jesus,
He's
what are
the
you,
big
like
dude of the group. You don't want to get too close to him.
Shelby Lowry's husband accidentally left the gate to the pen unlatched. 2 kangaroos slipped out. One stayed by the pen, but Red took off.
My wife's like, why is that dog standing in the middle of the road? That's a freaking kangaroo, and it starts hopping coming down the road.
Kangaroos can be scary.
Oh my
This
god.
martial arts-
Wait, what the fuck? That was like a full-blown just injury.
Scary. This martial arts instructor once slapped one that seemed about to
What?
drown his dog.
What?
Punch your head in.
Look at how jacked that kangaroo
There's this. You have to watch the YouTube video because there is a Jason Momoa-esque kangaroo drowning a dog, and he's threatening it verbally as though it could
Punch your
understand.
fucking head in.
Let's see if
Look at my dog.
Oh,
It released the pooch, and this kangaroo had a dog in a headlock when his owner put up his dukes, leaving the kangaroo stunned. But Red didn't fight. After 5 or 6 hours, he found his way back home.
He turned himself in for sure. We have a mugshot to prove it.
All together now, time to kangaroo down, sport. Time to kangaroo down.
Red didn't get
What is happening with this news segment? Why are we looking at the Muppets now?
They're definitely getting creative and
down
trying to make
after
it fun.
Yeah, I guess.
escaping. He got rewarded for coming home with bread.
That's a freaking kangaroo.
Okay, well.
they had a split screen with the real kangaroo and the puppet version there for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, that rocked.
Yeah, this part here,
Instructor once
Okay, let's
slapped
get
one.
let's get the fight.
this thing is fucking terrifying, man. That is a jacked kangaroo. I didn't realize they were so like muscular.
It looks like,
I mean,
it looks like one of the monsters from those like amnesia horror games where you have no weapons, but they just are sort of after you and you have to hide. Like, you just imagine that creature coming up while you're hiding in a closet. That'd be-
Real
I'm
talk,
sorry,
kangaroos
but,
were my favorite animal, but yeah.
It looks like it's one of those creatures from the video game.
That's how Kevin talks from now on. That's his life
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Imagine living that way. Like, but she's like famous for her tone, and it is like a funny tone, but it does sound like you just think everybody around you is the most
Yeah.
like asinine, juvenile, unable to process information types of people. It's really something else.
It's
something
pretty
else.
good.
Jeannie Moos.
You need
T-Bone.
Moos, I think they might have said, actually.
Oh well, who the fuck knows about Jeannie Moos?
Yep.
We're running a little light. Do we want to do one more? One more
I
seggy?
don't want to, but I feel I must. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get a quick
Spin the wheel one
one.
more
We
time.
might get
Quick
one from the audience submitted discussions.
Oh, that's fun.
And let's see.
That's fun. Let's see what the audience has in store.
Woo! We got the Gaudy Father So you have to cast the remake of the original Godfather, but your goal is to make it as tasteless as possible. You want this movie to fail. This is by Char Aznable, which is that Luke?
I think that's Luke Cecilon.
We have True Luke and Char separately, so who knows? But
I don't know.
Anyway, it might be Luke.
Else.
Thank you, Char.
Yeah.
So we're recasting The Godfather.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to imagine they're
remaking
remaking The Godfather. Maybe it's a good idea to pull up the IMDb of the original Godfather and think
just
about
sort of the central cast, the Corleone family, most likely, and maybe Mo Green, a couple of the other fun side characters, and just sort of whoops. That's I turned on Siri. Hang on.
Oh yeah, because you have your phone set to that Mo Green is the name of your Siri, right? Whenever you sort of say Mo Green, it sort of activates
I reference
Siri.
Mo. Yeah, I named my Alexa Mo Green.
Okay, so I mean, do we want to start with the most famous characters, or should we work our way up to?
I think we gotta start. It'll sort of illustrate everything else. Who's Don Vito? Who's
Marlon Brando? Who's taken the Godfather?
It's the most
position?
tasteless casting for that. Do we think?
Guys, I got to be honest. I think I'm going to be a little bit useless in this segment. Like, I definitely saw The Godfather one time.
Yeah, no. I mean, my knowledge of the classic film is also bad. So I saw it once, a long time ago. So you and
I've got an idea for Don. I remember it pretty well. I can give you an overview, but I just want to check something out real quick.
But he's sort of the patriarchal figure of the film, right?
So my only offering that I could really say is like, okay, let's make the main character Taylor Swift and everyone else a Muppet. Okay, let's call it,
That's,
honestly,
this has been Oops All Segments. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's been great.
I mean, So I'll summarize quickly. So Don, he runs the family. We've of course got his son who's going to replace him, Michael, who's kind of serious, thinks of himself as different from the family, maybe not as different as he is or as he wishes he were. We've got his girl Kay. We've got Sonny, who's sort of a tough guy. He's the guy who gets shot at that booth, famously. And then we've sort of got Fredo, the coward who sells some people out in the second movie.
And we're trying to make it bad, right?
Yeah.
So as long as we pick actors, they could be ill-fitted for the roles, and that's not a bad thing necessarily. So I guess who's sort of a
I think I was just
an Italian American that's not amazing. That would be.
I was gonna pitch, if it's okay. Chrissy Teigen famously has an allergy to oranges. So to make her be the Godfather and have to put the orange slice in her mouth and chase the kid around in the yard, that famous scene, while she's just swelling up and being, that could be kind of
She'll sort of get that same kind of Marlon Brando, sort of choked up sound. Yeah, okay.
It's sort of tasteless, I would say.
Yeah, let's put Chrissy Teigen in the role of Don Vito Corleone. Okay. So I guess we've got to kind of, who's going to be a young, ambitious person trying to take Chrissy Teigen's sort of spot, as it were. I mean, honestly, Taylor Swift, not a terrible
think maybe Matt
pick.
Rife or Logan Paul could be a good Michael.
Matt canceled
Rife,
comic? That's who you want to pick.
Logan Paul. Speaking of boxing kangaroos, I feel like Logan's probably going to be doing that soon.
Yeah, that does seem like it could happen. Let's go with we want it to be gaudy, right? So we're talking over the top.
Jojo Siwa as Kay, maybe. This feels a little I
feel out of touch a little bit because I only kind of know who she is.
Me too. I just know she's big, right?
Kevin, do you know who Jojo Siwa is?
No idea.
He's like, this means nothing to me. Yeah. We've asked you to be on the show. We've given each other presents. We've done segments you don't understand about movies that you barely watched.
We could have ended it once we got one compliment from Kevin, which was all we did this for.
That was at the 25-minute mark.
I know,
We sort of could have done a half show.
Analytics would be brutal.
Yeah, I mean, you should see them as they are.
I think JoJo C was from Dance Moms originally, and now she's sort of become which Kim loves Dance Moms.
You know, let's go with Gina Carino.
Gina Carino, great.
Yeah,
as which character as Michael?
That's Michael.
So we're doing a lady godfather, which is tasteless to me.
The godmother.
Women should have their own stories, I feel. We don't need Ocean's 8. Let's give a new concept to the ladies.
Yeah. Well, too bad. That's not what we're doing here.
No, well, it's tasteless, so it's perfect.
Yeah, tasteless. Yeah.
So, and then James Caan, Sonny, famously, Sonny's big scene, these two big scenes, there's like a beating up a guy over like a garbage can and then getting shot at a toll booth. Just shot hundreds of times.
Gotta be Oscar the Grouch.
That's good.
Kevin's
been
waiting
are back.
For quite a while to get a Muppet in here, and he's finally did it. He finally got him back. I do think Oscar the Grouch makes a good
Oscar
Sonny.
the Grouch using his own can to beat the shit out of someone and then being shot hundreds of times.
Yeah.
That's a powerful image.
There's an SNL sketch, right? That's like a gritty Sesame Street. Yeah,
I liked it a lot, actually. I thought it was very funny.
Oh, it's the Joker, but they do Oscar the Grouch. That's right. Yeah. They do like Grouch. That's very good. That's a good bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, if everybody calls you trash, why don't you become trash?
Yeah. They made me the trash.
Okay. So
what you
we've got Chrissy Teigen as Vito. We have who's Michael again?
Gina Carino.
Gina Carino as Michael, which we didn't really explain why, but just she is.
We just kind of had to pick somebody and move on and keep the segment
going. She's like a Trump-affiliated comedian, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then we've got her sibling is Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
And her partner is Matt Rife. So Matt Rife is Kay. Who
it does sound like a bad movie.
It sounds really bad so far.
Who's helming the picture? Who's directing this?
Yeah,
thing?
So instead of Francis Ford Coppola, who do we think could really push this one into the Earth's center?
I feel like you need a director that because you don't want to just get a shitty director. That's not fun, right? You need to get like a kind of an over the hill director that thinks that what they're doing is good, but it's so out of touch.
Yeah, they're coming back. Clint Eastwood.
Could we get Medea in here? Get Tyler Perry at the
helm. That's a good idea.
Maybe Fredo is Medea in this version.
Fredo. Oh yeah.
A Medea godmother.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
It's suddenly materialized into a film that feels really possible. Is if it's like a Tyler Perry spoof of The Godfather really could exist. I feel
like we just flipped it into a good project again.
Yeah. It stopped being gaudy. Yeah, the Medea father.
Well, because you go so far into gaudy that it comes to the other side.
Yeah, there's a horseshoe theory, much like libertarianism and socialism. It's like the more absurd it gets, eventually it does become. One must imagine Medea happy. I think that's a good film. I don't know that we need to beat this.
We picked a
dead
segment
horse's
that
head.
Neither of you were inspired by, and we found a way through it. So let's wrap up for real. This has been Oops All Segments.
Yeah,
Happy birthday to Kevin.
Happy birthday, Kev.
I do feel worse overall having seen, having been, and it's
so.
I can't stress this enough, Kevin. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong.
You know what? This is some great gentle parenting. Yeah, I feel like
it's not your fault.
I know.
But Thomas and I probably will not be speaking.
Don't you start with that shit today.
Just triggered immediately. He's got immediately into like the para. It just reminds him immediately.
No, we used to always do that bit of the beats are like, it's not your fault. I know. No, it's not your fault. You're like, no, I know. And then the third one, it's not your fault. You just fucking snap.
Yeah. That's great. That's like a perfect improv warm-up game. I imagine if Robin Williams from Good Will Hunting was married to Trent Reznor, how much he would have loved his farts. Because that was sort of an iconic thing about his deceased wife that he missed. Or James Joyce.
I was going to say,
that is some big brain fucking callback tying shit
that's
together.
That's called a third beat, my friends. And
Oh wow!
Dust
Tell
my
me,
hands of this.
tell me you've moved to Chicago without telling me you moved to Chicago. Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
Yeah, you learned that from Mick, right?
Yeah. He moved to Chicago where they study improvised comedy. Yeah.
Folks, if you are sitting at home wondering, how do I get more of this juice? I don't know. Kevin, is there anything you want to plug? Is there anything that people can, where they could see you next?
Edmonton Fringe, right?
When's this?
Right, yeah.
When's this coming out?
This is coming out on Monday, so in a couple days. So August 12th, it's coming out.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the Edmonton Fringe. We're doing Colin Mochrie live at the Fringe, so it's going to be a great time. I got my duo show, Scratch, and you know what? Just in case anybody out there truly cares, I got my movie, How to Ruin the Holidays, is available in America and in Canada on Apple TV, so check it out this holiday season.
Check it out. Check
Amazing.
it out.
We ruined a holiday today, Kevin's birthday.
My birthday, a holy day of sorts. I saw your show with Colin here in Winnipeg, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was amazing. Folks, you got to check it out if you get the chance. Weirdly enough, I know that Scratch is good, but only because the people who I know said it was good. Because when we were talking outside the theater, they were like, I saw you do improv like 10 years ago, which is always a weird feeling. T, is there anything going on that you need to point people to in the Shy?
Not really.
No?
Not really. Kind of running dry these days, but thanks for asking.
Yeah, I guess that's sad.
I'm doing a Herald down at Moos Tavern on Tuesday at 11 p.m. If anybody wants to catch my Herald.
Yeah, I'm doing the Armando Diaz experience at Mo Green's bar.
I will be at Catch 22 in Toronto on the 23rd.
I believe it's Catch 23.
Catch 23,
Wow.
sorry, not Catch 22. Yeah. Just my favorite quote. Catch 23 in Toronto. So you can catch me there doing a duo show. But aside from that, Club Soda's taking a small break until October, I think. Yeah. And we'll be back at it after that. Folks, if you want to listen to Thomas and I.
Don't trust the bee in Catch 23. Kevin's the bee.
Buzz, motherfucker. If you want to catch us making improv D&D comedy, you can listen to our D&D Let's Play comedy show, What We Do in the Basement. Episode 78 or something like that is coming out soon. Something insane. We've been doing that for a super long time, so go grab your ears into those medieval fears. I don't know what I'm talking about, man.
Grab your ears.
I've had so many donuts this week.
This
man's
thinking about fighting a kangaroo so much. He's talking about grabbing ears.
Come here. Let go of my dog.
We need to end this. We do.
This has been a rough ride, and I'm so sorry for all the listeners at home that they had to endure this. Endure, and
words.
Words, birds, and this podcast is featured turds. Thank you so much, folks.
It's been one of my favorite episodes ever.
Remember when you misspoke, you idiot?
Fucking idiot.
You fucking idiot.
We got him.
Guys,
him.
you gotta give me a do-over so that we can have a chance at a good episode. You gotta bring me back, okay?
We can bring you back.
I don't like those odds.
I want a redemption tour.
Yeah, the Kevin Gillese redemption tour.
Please come back.
All I'll say was please come back.